Hey, how are you? How's it going? It's been quite a while since I've done a video, especially on this type of night. And I decided, you know what? Let's do one. Why not? Well, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my routines, goal setting, soul searching, a whole bunch of little things I'm trying to figure out. And I'm getting there. I just need to take time to piece all that together. But we're getting there. Okay, my mic is working. Just making sure. Sometimes I'm a little out of practice. I haven't got all my buttons all figured out. Hi everyone. Welcome to hey. Maybe sometimes I get it wrong here. So let me just get things going here. As my mouse is wanting to be a pain in the butt. Alrighty, so we're jumping into a gentle video. Not a heck of a lot we're going on here. Just, ease into the whole idea of doing videos again, figuring out. I know I've been battling this for like several months. I'm like, what am I going to do? Am I going to be consistent? What do I want to do? I have no idea. I'm a little upset because Buddy's under me, so I'm trying to be careful with my little baby boo boo. Just need another piece of paper here. So this is part of grid paper. I had to chop it up for the positioner knockoff. Actually, yeah, let's get into that. Give me a sec to grab that, because I don't know how much cable I have here on the mic. So, in the world of Stampin' Up, we have a whole new positioner, and I've kind of modified mine a little. This is not the official. I'm just going to be totally transparent with you guys. I more or less had this in the works of ordering when Stampin' Up! Announced their own positioner. So this is pretty much nearly identical version. Of course, I just realized my camera view is going to not show the whole thing. So this plate comes right off. Ta-da! And I put the other piece, the grid paper, on here. Because I figure why not? We can have a peek, see how it looks. There's the board. There's measurements at the top and the sides. It's got these pin things. That's great for the official grid paper. And it's got these pegs for doing the smaller plate. But either way, this is it. This is a variation of the positioner. And I already have a stamp press, so why did I get this? I'm like, why not? Try it out. See how it is. And just to be slightly salesy for a minute, if you join our Stampin' Up! Team next month, I forget the exact dates, don't quote me, but after a certain date in February, you can get the Stampin' Up! Version of this for free upon joining, if that is something that interests people. If not, hey, I totally get it. If people want to go elsewhere and get their own, I totally get it. Because the Stampin' Up! Version of this will be $67. Holy crap. Whoops, I'm dropping paper. It's a little pricey. I'm mixed feelings about it, but it's all good. Anyways, so tonight I'm working on doing some drafts and planning for figuring out for the February card class. So I have a couple basic, really crappy drawings here that I started working with. These three were kind of inspired from a virtual event, that's a demonstrator-only event that I attended earlier this month online. It was based on, back in November, Demos had a challenge to sell or order 10 crafting kits, which I did. I ordered 10. This is how I am. And by doing that, was able to achieve the special stripes and dotted designer series paper and invite to a crafting event. So the crafting event featured 3 cards that we worked on. I didn't do any of it during the video because, first of all, they were featuring the I think the Let's Eat Cake, whatever, stamp set and dies. I forget what it's called now. It's time for cake. I don't know. It's something to do with cake anyway. Not a stamp and die set I'm interested in. And most of the projects were geared around that. But one of our demonstrator development managers, who is in Canada, Genevieve Co., she also did a set of cards that were French based. And the French cards were better. Like, she had one like this. I know this is a really crappy drawing. Roll with me. It was 3 woolly critters in different colors. This is another one that one of the other demonstrator managers had as a basic layout. But in the meantime, I'm kind of working with this, and I'm kind of bouncing around with what am I going to do with this, because that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm thinking of taking a piece of designer series paper of some sort. Forgive my drawing, I'm just being really, really rough, because I had that where the 3 pieces on top of another panel, but it just felt too busy. Hey Amanda, how are you? And I just want to work out the sizing. I'm probably going to try both versions just to get an idea of, do I like it with an additional panel in it, or do I want the 3 pieces on top of the card base? I don't know yet. So I got to work out my measurements. So this would be 4 inch, and then this, I'd have to work back the measurements. Hey Kim, how are you? I'm just mucking around with numbers here. So if that's normally 525 1/4, and I'll figure it out. So that's 475. My brain's not thinking very well. So pretty much what I did from that to that was go down a 1/2 inch. Yeah, I'm hanging in here too, Amanda. It's been crazy. I had a dentist appointment today that was really rough, and it's like, ugh. And by the way, yesterday was my birthday, everyone. All right, so that was I went down by a 1/2 inch. So pretty much 525, go down. Okay, my brain's not processing. It's okay. I'm just trying to wing it here. Come on, kitty, get my math together. Because I have to factor for having a gap in between. So if that's 525. Yeah, I see what I did. Hey, well, hey everyone. Yes, happy birthday. Thank you. It was yesterday, but I'm still kind of birthday celebration mode a little bit. I'm just trying to get my math together. Come on, brain. The downside of I might be perimenopausal. Yay! So 1/2 inch, eh? Say 5. There, got it. Okay, 5 inch. And then what's 3 divided by 5 inch? This is where things get funky. See, I'm a person that I have to use a calculator, which is, I know, is so silly. Where is my calculator? Wait to fudge it down here. So welcome to sometimes, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Because if I go 5 divided by 3, that's 1.66. Alright, well, let's make this easier. Let's go, I don't want to say 1.5. I'm struggling. Okay, 1.66-ish times 3. Okay, I'll work with it. Alright, so we're going to cut some paper. Now, usually when I'm in practice mode, let me just move my positioner knockoff somewhere safe. And I did, not quite die cut, but I played with an older thing. I used blue ink, which looks like crap, but it's not my intention. But I was playing with the Counting Sheep stamp set from Celebration from God who knows years ago. I have to check to see if I actually had the dies for it. I have no idea. Because the theme I'm going for February is I kind of want warm and cozy. I think that would be a really good theme, as February is February. With, it's winter, it's cold outside, we're miserable. Sometimes that comfort can make a huge difference. So my common go-to, which I'm sure some people are like, really, is white cardstock. I don't know why, I just do. I like white, I don't know why. Alright, so I'm going to work on both versions of this card that I'm thinking. Because the designer series paper. Oh, you do, Kim? Excellent. I will have to check my bins upstairs, because earlier on as a demo, I had stuff scattered in different bins and boxes, and I'll have to see, like, for example, this I fussy cut myself, which is actually not bad, considering, but I'll have to look around, because I don't know if someone gave me that stamp set, or what. Anyways, well, I'm glad to hear, Kim. Excellent. Yeah, I do believe in, oh, excellent. Yeah, Like, I may not use the sheep. I just, I'm in a warm and cozy mode, but we'll see. So I just cut this piece of white cardstock. I know I'm not explaining anything, am I? It was 8.5 by 11. I just cut 5.5 inches. I got a pop up on my screen, which super is annoying. Alrighty. And then because I'm gonna do a mock-up of the other version, this is already a pre-cut version. I'm just gonna cut it at 4 inches, and then 5.25 just to play around with my sizing. Anyways, so a trick for me, because I do a lot of scrappy cards, I actually have 2 cutter blades on here. The scoring blade is God who knows somewhere else, because Buddy tried to eat it, my dog. So this is the rough blade that I use for practice. This is my better blade, but this better blade's going for crap. So I'll probably get rid of this blade soon, use this blade as my rough blade, and put a new blade in. That's just something I do. I talk fast, I know. Alright. So I've got this. Now, I also need to cut my DSP. Okay. Now, random DSP. I have this beautiful paper that I'm really, really liking. Possibly for this month. It's just giving me a nice, warm and fuzzy and cozy, almost like a quilt blanket feeling. Plus, I don't know, the blue's working for me. Unknown source, I'll admit that. I think this is some of the paper that Elaine has graciously donated. So I'm going to check my measurements. So I'm going to cut 5 inch for now. And work my way back from there. And I do have a second sheet of this. Hopefully, I won't have to use them all, but sometimes planning takes a bit. And then I'm going to do 4 inch. No, actually, I'm going to do, 4 inch on that one. And the second one, because it will be 3 3/4, just to get a feel for how I like the layout. And if I don't like that paper, I have much more upstairs tucked away. So this is the smaller one. The smaller one, I definitely did plan 1.5 inch strips. Which for some reason, now that I'm doing this, doesn't look thick enough. But that's okay. Try to kind of keep them in order, hopefully. There we go. And I've got an extra piece for Scrappy for later. Alright, so I'm just going to keep these in order, and I'm going to cut the other version a little bigger. So if I did 1.5, I'm not going to do 1 3/4. I'm going to do the notch in between. I just don't know my measurements. I have a chart that I use to, if I really want exact for planning, but I'm not pulling it up right now. Because I'm just playing around with ideas here. Let's see how this looks. That was pretty darn close. I'm just going to chop a little bit off the last one. Alright, so it's slightly less than 5, I believe. Okay, so I got that. So now I can do some quick assembly just to see how the layout's coming along. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trailer season, because that's when it's more fun to do the classes in person than online. That starts in April, assuming all is well with the winter. So there's one card base. I'm just going to get the other one folded. And just get a feel for which layout I like the best. With or without the mat. Alright, so there's the 2. I don't have a second sheet tonight, but that's okay. This one's going to get this on top. I know white on white is kind of plain, but that's how I kind of start with planning. So looking for adhesive. I'm usually not prepared well doing a video. Like, I'm out of practice. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I'm going to use a bunch of dimensionals tonight. And cut. When it comes to the borders, cut the borders. I get some decent dimensionals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. It's a great way of using up materials. I'm big on using up kind of sort of everything. Hence why people have nicknamed me the Queen of Scraps. I do have little bins to throw out the white caps to help with the mess. As you can tell, it's well loved from watercoloring days. Alright, I'm just going to put this on, see how it's going to look. It's a little crooked, but it's all good. Alright, and then I'm going to double check. So I got 2 piles of paper. I forget which is which. Okay, so these are the smaller ones. I'm going to rotate here. I'm going to get more dimensionals. I probably need to order more. If you don't have dimensionals, you can always use whatever adhesive you've got kicking around. I'm easy going. Alright, so... Okay, let's... Now this is double-sided, actually. And that's okay. Yeah, our friend Elaine is really good at kind of donating paper as we go. Which sometimes helps me with some good ideas. Alright. Now I probably... Okay, would help if I, ahead of time, get these kind of lined up instead of putting adhesive on it. The joys of planning. Yeah, so there. I'm actually starting to like this one now. With it being a little more popped up, a little more, not quite 3D, but a little more with it. Just try to space it. Generally, it helps to do them, technically lay them down first and then do the middle one. But I'm just playing here tonight. And I hope these are lined up. If not, oh well. It's still really nice paper that it's, at least this paper is pretty forgiving if they're not in sequence, which is quite nice. How's my time? Oh, 17 minutes. Because I was considering do like 10 or 15 minutes tonight, but I'll just kind of keep going. I'm in the groove, which is the whole idea of crafting at times. Alright, so there's that one. So the difference is this one is a little more stepped up, which I like. Now let's see the same version, just not so stepped up. To get an idea of what might work here. And then what will go on it, I don't know yet. Might be a sheep, might be something else. At one point, my plans, I was thinking dogs and cats, because I love dogs. I'm a kitty in spirit. Although Elaine was suggesting, can we do dogs and type theme for April? And I'm like, maybe. We'll see. Because that will be when we're back in the trailer again. Alright, so then, yeah, just make sure it is kind of in order. It does make a difference if people are really particular. Some people don't care. Some people do. Alright, almost there. Yeah, I'm starting to lean towards the first one. It just, obviously, need to use a better trimmer, blade. Because I can see it's rough, but that's okay. A lot of my practice cards like this, I sell pretty cheap at events half the time anyway. Or I just give them away. So. Oops, I got 2 dimensionals there. And yeah, some of our team members have a whole thing of how you pull your dimensionals from the sheet. I'm kind of OCD that way, so that's just me. I might actually be OCD. Alright, let's peel off the white caps, and then we're good to see the result. And people let me know which type of basic layout works for you. I'm starting to think the first one. Yeah, this one's a little bit lopsided, but yeah, there we go. So this one, again, just has a little more happening. Versus this one's a little more flat. The flat works too, flat-ish, but yeah. I think I'm going to go with this one, but we'll see. Alrighty, and then what will go on it? I don't know. I got my little sheep friend in the wrong colors. I may look at something else. I may put something across, which I don't have. I'm a big fan of using up a lot of the white strips like this. Although, that doesn't look right. Let me find... Yeah, first, yeah, I do agree. I got Buddy under me, my dog. Let me carefully back up, because if I disturb him, he gets nippy. Literally. Let me find a white strip. And yes, I'm in pajamas, because it's that time of the night. So here's a lot of my white strips. Ooh, I just moved my laptop. Ooh, shoot. And everything's moving with it. Ooh, I'm sitting on my cable. Yeah. Alright. Because, whoops, my phone fell over. That's okay. So, I'm not trimming right now, but just to get a kind of feel for layout kind of thing. Whether it's a ribbon, or I tend to use paper a lot, but that's just my preference. But say something like that, put a phrase in there. Possibly that might work. I will think about it. And I'm hoping by the end of this weekend to have a bit of the designs figured out, figure out some of the papers, and go for. So, people are interested in my class for February. The deadline to register, more or less, is January 31st, which is fast approaching. That is this Saturday. Ideally in Canada, so people like Amanda and Evelyn, I do apologize. I cannot have you in my class because you're in a different country. And also, Canada Post mailing to the US, it can be super complicated. With online within Canada, I can mail out. It's just requires a little more planning to ensure it arrives in time for the timeline. When's the class date? I cannot remember. It's in my book somewhere. But anyways, so with that, friends, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. And I will see what I'm going to do for videos moving forward. I used to do, so here's a little bit of a history on me. I went from once a week for a few years to August 2024. Was it August? Yes. I started doing them almost daily for nearly a year. It was freaking cool. Maybe it was longer than that. I don't know. I started doing them almost daily. And then last year I was like, I can't do it anymore daily. So my frequency, I don't know yet. Anyways, have a great night. See you soon. I might be back tomorrow. We'll see. Have fun.